L&M Financial has been in business since 1972. It was actually started by my dad, and we've built from a small couple-man office up to the point we now have 30 financial advisors who work for us, most of them in the Buffalo office, about 25 out of Buffalo and a few out of our Rochester office. Historically, we've worked primarily with public employees across New York State for many of their benefit programs. And we've really expanded and now do a lot, retirement counseling, investment work, and that's actually become the biggest part of our business, the investment side. So we have a group of 30 relatively independent reps who work for us, financial advisors who work for us, who all do relatively the same thing, but they do it in their own different way. So everybody brings a little bit of a different need to the table. Primarily, we decided to bring in some outside help when we got to the point where the whole network concept started to be introduced. And the networking of all our computers, and all of a sudden, we started with 1 or 2 or 3 computers, and all of a sudden we had 20 or 30 or 40 computers, and they weren't talking to each other. And when we got to the point of starting the whole network concept and getting in with the Microsoft networks and things of that nature, that it became important to really be able to link all of the different applications that we were doing on various computers. It was then that we started to realize that that was probably something we couldn't handle internally, and we had to go look outside to get some help. At the time, I think that we looked at a couple other competitors, and at the time it just seemed like the right people in the right place at the right time. They seemed very responsive to our needs. They seemed to be in exactly the niche that we were looking for. They seemed to have the right people and the right concepts, and they were relatively new in the business, so they were able to spend the time with us that we needed, and they've just paid unbelievable attention to us. And I know they've grown and they've become a lot bigger and handle a lot more accounts now, but they still make us feel like we're very important to them.
Network Services helps us out greatly by being there when we get in a pinch. They're just a phone call away. It's never anything that has to be scheduled. Whether it's one of Greg's techs or it's Greg himself, there's nobody there who's too important to lend a hand at any time.
Network Services has really added to our overall operation in a couple different ways. Number one, it's allowed us to not have to bring in IT help at that level. We do have full-time IT help here in the office to deal with things that we need to deal with, but their responsiveness and their availability to get here when we need them makes it very viable for us to have outsourced that, and it makes it much more financially viable to do it that way. So they've been terrific, and Network Services has really answered the bell. Whenever we call, they're here. So they show up, they get it done. They know us. They've been working with us for so long that they know our needs. They help us anticipate changes, and so we really don't have. I can't think of any critical moments that we've had where things came crashing or where we had emergencies that had to be fixed, but because we've done a pretty good job anticipating with their help what we're going to need and where we need to go, and we have a plan laid out for what's coming next year and the following year and the year after that.
I would highly recommend Network Services. They've gained 100% of my trust over the years, and they're proven to be a strong company that is going to be around for a long time. I feel that Network Services is an extension of our department.
I would highly recommend Network Services. Again, we've been working with them for many years. They were with us when we moved offices. They've been with us as we've upgraded and basically turned over our whole computer systems at least twice. So they've been with us really every step of the way as we've built our IT system. And I can't imagine anybody else having done a better job than they did. And they're here. They're here when we need them, whether it's on a Saturday or an evening, or they just get the job done.